I've dabbled in the comedic side of things, and you push the envelope with that. But with that, I don't know how y'all feel. I've never heard of the black woman effect, because that's all I've dated. So I don't know if there's a white woman effect, Indian woman effect, Asian woman effect, but to speak on black women like that, that's all I was raised around. That's all I've ever dated. That's all I know. That's all my, all I've been married to. Obviously, only been married once. But there are certain things you can't do. And so with Schultz, it doesn't have to be combative and fighting and getting up acting crazy, but I think those dudes should have pushed back. I think maybe their culture, the European black dude culture, might be different than ours, but when I did see it, it upset me because the whole thing about, argumentative black women and all this stuff, I think it's a stigma that people put on black women, put on my black sisters, put on my wife, put on my black family members that I don't like.
Right.
I like a strong woman. If some bitch-ass dudes can't deal with a strong woman and they say that's argumentative or combative, then go get you a weak woman, go get you a do-girl. But that's what I'm saying. If you're saying that, I'll push back and say, you don't want a strong woman, you don't want somebody that can run things, you want somebody that can push back, you want somebody that's opinionated. You just want a yes woman, and I can't deal with nobody with a yes woman. So I do think it was cultural when I saw it and saw them European dudes. I think they're built different than American black dudes are. And I don't know how y'all feel about it. And I do think I felt a certain way about them disrespecting the black women that I love and that I know.
Hey friends, this is T again with another video. And today we're going to be discussing Janet Jackson and D.L. Hughley. Now, I know a lot of you heard that Janet Jackson said that she believed that Kamala Harris wasn't black, that she was Indian. Now, whether you believe it or not, this is not the point of why I'm doing this video, because it is a lot of confusion out there. One minute she's doing videos talking about she's Indian, and the next minute now all of a sudden she's black. But I never really heard her say she's black, but this is what people are using, information that her father was Jamaican or whatever the situation is. Now, she claimed that she thought that her father was white, and people felt like they should correct her. Some people did it with respect, but I don't believe D.L. Hughley did this with respect, okay? And the funny part about this is a lot of these black men claim they are supporters of black women, and yet this man does this really, really terrible thing towards Janet Jackson. I mean, plain out insulted her. So I decided to go ahead and go on Media Takeout and read this article about what he did. But first, before we get into this, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos, okay? All right, let's get with it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. D.L. Hughley roasted Janet Jackson after Kamala misstep. All right. Janet Jackson has been reading too much social media news and made the unfortunate mistake of thinking that Kamala Harris' father was white and not black. As Media Takeout reported, Kamala repeated the misinformation to a reporter from The Guardian, and it went viral. Shortly after Janet went viral, D.A. Hughley began making some very disrespectful comments about Janet, her singing abilities, and her plastic surgery. Now, this is why I wanted to do this reaction. There's a lot of men out there. Right now, there's a story about Andrew Schwartz. I think that's his name. He does a podcast. And he said something about black women that I guess they found insulting. And a lot of these black men are coming out the woodwork talking about we need to protect black women and blah, 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 as though they don't do anything wrong. Matter of fact, whenever they get opportunities, they a lot of the time slander black men, okay? Trust me, I'm a black man. I've heard a lot of things black women said against us. I work with them. I've been in social situations with them. And a lot of times it's always negative. They're always saying something negative about us. They either saying that we gay, that we ain't man enough to handle strong black women, and then they fight for laws a lot of the time to hurt us. Now, I get it that you want to protect your black woman, okay? Or somebody, a black woman in your family or something like that, right? But you can't protect all black women because not all black women are the same, okay? Some are good and some are not. Just like any other woman, okay? It's crazy even to hear a white man say something like that, all right? But for some reason, men like this come out and they start talking about how much they love black women, how much they want to protect black women, and yet they do something like this. Okay, he didn't have to go there. You know what I'm saying? If she made a mistake, if she was just wrong, because when I read the article, because I did a short on it. Definitely check out my shorts again. I just want to mention that. It would just, it sounded like she just got some misinformation, as they say, or wrong information or whatever, because you can tell she wasn't sure. But this is what she heard. I mean, but can you blame her though? I mean, because I seen on other videos, she was talking about she was Indian. Kamala is a Indian name, okay? And I believe I'm saying it right from my understanding, right? And she had an Indian mother, and I guess she had a black father, so she's mixed. But in the past, I never heard her really claim that she was black. Every time somebody asked her, she said she was Indian. Okay, so it's understandably that Janet Jackson was confused about the situation, right? At the least. All right, I'm not saying she was right or she was wrong. I'm just saying she might have been confused about it, right? And she probably like, well, I thought she was Indian. Many people think this for some reason, but it's some kind of thing that people out there running all over the place, running amok, talking about, no, she black. And yet, to this day, I still haven't heard her claim that that's exactly what she was. Okay? But, I think people would like to hear it from the horse's mouth that she claimed that's what she is. But so far, I haven't heard it yet. But people are running to her defense. Now, I know for a fact that Janet Jackson is a black woman. Okay, that's not even in question, because her father's black. You seen him. Her mother's black. Her brother's black. And I know, against popular belief, Michael Jackson was black too, despite all his surgeries. And you can claim that he didn't want to be black, but he was black. All right, this was no question. And he never claimed that he wasn't black. That's the thing. He ain't running around talking about he was something else. He knew he was black. Everybody knew he was black. I mean, it is what it is. And she's a black woman. The point is, if you're talking about protecting black women, shouldn't you be protecting Janet Jackson? Now, I have no problem with D.L. Hughley disagreeing with her or correcting her or anything like that. I have no problem with that. Just to be clear, okay? But this is something different, okay? And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, let's go ahead and get into this. All right. This is D.L. Hughley. I believe this is his X account. Kamala Harris looks the way she does because she has mom from India and a dad from Jamaica. Now, I heard even though if you were born in Jamaica, that doesn't necessarily mean you're black. But, maybe he was black. Who knows? But that's not proof. Okay? I mean, it would be nice if she said she was black, but I haven't heard it yet. Janet Jackson looks the way she does because she has plastic surgery. Now, I never heard any beef between D.L. Hughley. Maybe there's something back there that I don't know about, a personal vendetta. Who knows, right? I never heard anything about it. I never heard her ever insult him, ever. But she is a black woman, okay? This is the person you're supposed to be protecting. At least this is what these guys say. And yet they do something like this over a woman that so far I haven't heard claim that she was black. I mean, look. I never even heard her even mention that she was just mixed, okay? She never ever talk about it. You never hear it. I mean, you could please point me to a video where she literally say she is, okay? I've seen videos where she say she was Indian. I ain't see anything else. But I'm not here to claim whether she this, that, or anything else. That's not my point here. My point is I know Janet Jackson is black. I don't care how many plastic surgeries she has or her singing capabilities or anything like that. I know for a fact she's black, and a lot of these pro-black people talking about they want to protect black women, and yet he make a post like this. Let's continue. Janet Jackson questions if Kamala Harris is black in new interview. Wow, just wow. Okay. Janet Jackson questions whether Kamala Harris is black. Thinks election may bring mayhem. Now, I do agree with that, though. I did read that part. She believes that no matter what candidate wins, she believes things going to go to hell. And I think most people believe this. As much as people might want Trump to win, that doesn't mean things ain't going to get crazy, okay? He might fix some things. But I think a lot of things have went so far now that is probably not able to fix. We got to go through the bad times, possibly see the light at the end of the tunnel or whatever the situation is. But I do agree with her on that. I think she's sensible, Janet Jackson. I'm not exactly what world she's living in her personal life. But when it comes to this, and she probably even sorry she even said anything, because a lot of the times it's better just to stay out of politics. But she wanted to be honest, and she probably didn't think black people was going to attack her like this, okay? Because she's a black woman, which is crazy. And I don't know who this is, Oumuamua, whoever it is. I question her singing ability, and I welcome her to prove me wrong. What is all this anger coming from? What is all this anger coming from? Okay? She made one, you can say, error about something she wasn't sure about. And all you had to do was because I saw some TikToks when people was like saying, I love you, my sister, but you made a mistake. Kamala have a Jamaican father, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't disrespectful. Whether you agree with it or not, it wasn't disrespectful. You can tell they still had some respect for her. Because they didn't think she was being malicious or anything like that, right? And I don't know where her thing is. I don't think she's a Republican. I don't think she's conservative. If anything, if I had to guess, I would think she is a liberal. I mean, it's possible she might be in the middle, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, most of the people in Hollywood and the entertainment industry usually support the Democrats, usually. But I don't want to say she is a Democrat. I don't know. But if I had to guess, I mean, that's why I would go with this. So they still was respectful. That's my point. But then these people coming out, I'll be harsh. And these are the people who, I'm sure if you look at video after video in the past, they claim they love black women. We need to protect black women at all costs, everything like that. And yet they do this to a black woman. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's continue reading this article. Dia retweeted the below comments from a fan. Janet is currently mourning the passing of her brother Tito. And that's another terrible thing too, man. Her brother just passed away and they're attacking her like this. I mean, come on, man. I don't care what you think of Janet Jackson. I don't care if you want to talk about her plastic surgeries, her past relationships, her singing capabilities, or whatever the situation is. But to attack her like this and knowing that her brother just passed away? She's also been living in Europe for the past few years, and she may not be as well versed in the United States politics as most of us. Does she deserve a break? Yeah, she does. After all her performances, she's never been disrespectful. She never did anything crazy. People might question her choices in relationships or whatever the situation is, but I never heard of her doing anything really terrible. You know what I mean? You could call her brothers crazy. You can call all kind of stuff, right? But she always seemed to be the most sensible one. At the worst, you might say she was rebellious in her youth. But other than that, you really couldn't say too much about her. And I was entertained by it. I like Janet Jackson's songs. I like the fact that she can dance her tail off. Beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? But yet, all that went out the window. Over one comment. This is how we defend black women now. Oh, defend them for saying crazy stuff. When they dogging us out and doing all kind of crazy stuff, fighting police officers, having 50 million children by 50 million baby daddies, we can defend them then. But one woman who might have made a mistake, all of a sudden now you're gonna attack her the way you are. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Jackson has sold over 100 million records, making her one of the most world best-selling music artists. She has amassed an extensive catalog with singles such as Nasty, Rhythm Nation, That's the Way Love Goes, Together Again, and All For You. She holds a record for the most consecutive top 10 entries on the U.S. Billboard's Hot 100 Singles charts by female artists with 18. She is also the only artist in history of the chart to have 7 commercial singles from one album, Rhythm Nation 1814, peaked within the top 5 positions. In 2008, Billboard placed her number 7 on its list of the Hot 100 all-time top artists, and in 2010 ranked her 5th among the top 50 R&B hip-hop artists of the past 25 years. That's her accolades, man. This woman did so much for the black community. never talked bad about the black community in her life, and they attack her for this. It's insane, man. It's really insane. And black women, you should note this. You step out of line too, you're gonna get attacked like this. I mean, you can leave it in my comment section if you want to. Just black women, and not black men, black women. Leave it in my comment section. Do you think this is fair what they doing to her like this? Attacking her like this? This is what you believe defending black women is all about? Defend them with the crazy stuff. But her just making an error, and I mean an error. She ain't killed somebody or something like that. She ain't commit no crime. She probably just made an error, because just like the article said, she was living out of country. She probably saw the video we saw when Kamala Harris said she was Indian, and she probably just went through with that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think she's too concerned about it, because she don't live in the United States. You know what I mean? And plus, she got a lot of money too. She can go anywhere she want to. If crazy happening in wherever country she in, I'm sure she either protected or she can just move. Okay, and these people attacking her the way they are, I don't think she really care. I really don't. And if black men gonna come out and talking about they're gonna protect black women, I would think Janet Jackson be the type of black woman you would want to protect. Okay, she ain't running around with her boobs out at Diddy parties, of my knowledge, doing all kind of crazy stuff, having 50 million babies by different fathers. I mean, maybe I don't know how many kids she got, or if she got a baby daddy or whatever the situation. I think she does. But it don't sound like her life is too crazy. And she pretty much keep most things private. So I believe if you're going to protect black women, I would protect black women like her. If anybody, okay? But I guess, man, that protection only, is limited to what your politics are. And if you say something against the grain, then it ends. So black women, take note. When you hear all these black men come out, start talking about protect all black women, you might want to start looking at their history, because a lot of the times you come to find out they either in terrible relationships where they fooled around on a woman or harmed her in some way, or left her for a white woman or some junk like that or whatever, right? But they all pro-black, and they all want to protect black women. It's just something to consider, okay? The way they're attacking Janet Jackson right now. All right. That's all I got to say about this. I really appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again. This is T and Peace.
Him down. Talk to him. Tell him what the black woman experience truly is. Because he ain't married to one, and he's obviously never been around enough of them to know how strong, how beautiful, how independent they could be while also being supportive, how much black women have done to create this entire world that we all live in and the way that they've poured in it.